All right, Pansy, you're gonna get out there. You're gonna give 2020 everything it's got. You're gonna predict your top 5 games. You're gonna give some predictions about the year. What are you gonna do, Pansy?
I'm gonna talk about some games.
Yeah, you get out there.
Yeah,
you get out there. Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about our top 5 games of 2020. Welcome everyone to another episode and another season of Nerdstrodamus. I'm Dr. Pants.
I'm Lambo. It's season 5.
It is season 5, and we're starting off the year with what we always do. The top 5 games we are most looking forward to coming out this year. But before we jump into that, we'd like to remind you that if you enjoy our videos, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are this close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. So if you really want to help us out, and we know a lot of YouTubers like really gouge people for this stuff, but please, we like to do this.
It helps our channel. Once we hit 1,000, we can start doing the monetizing thing.
Right, and then we can start offering more things than just two old dudes talking about games. I mean, we're still gonna do that.
Yes.
But
That's all we are.
really is. Really is. But let's get started, shall we? Let's move on to our list. So if you don't mind, I'll start.
Go for it.
Number 5 is Darksiders Genesis. Now, it's technically out already.
Yeah.
On PC and Stadia.
Stadia.
But who's playing Stadia?
I was gonna.
Exactly, you were gonna, and then it crashed and burned. Darksiders Genesis, though, this is the 4th game in the Darksiders series, but you get to play, it's a 2-player co-op dungeon crawler a la something like Torchlight or Diablo, where you play as the horseman Warren Strife, and you go through a loot collecting kind of awesome experience.
I am super excited to play this multiplayer.
I am too. I love the Darksiders games. 1 wasn't bad, 2 was really good, 3 was pretty good, but this is already getting great reviews, and it's coming out on PS4, Xbox One, and Switch in February. I am very excited for it.
We're gonna get that Switch copy, man. You know it.
Because if it's out on Switch, we're gonna buy it on Switch.
My number 5 is the Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
Hold on. Hold on.
Let's talk about this.
Now,
Yeah.
you told me within the past week that you were not gonna get it.
Well, I told you I wasn't gonna pre-order it.
Oh, okay. Because even I canceled my pre-order.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to help the hype out. Okay. My concern is that Final Fantasy 7 Remake is going to be a kind of a cash grab. I mean, that's definitely what it is. 100%, 1,000. You know, they're throwing the time and effort and energy into it. I agree.
You don't think they're just taking a classic game and giving it that level of polish that a modern game nowadays needs?
Because here's the deal. We're at that exact moment in time where, you know, us being elder millennials and, you know, having our childhoods be about 20-ish years ago, they're starting to just pander directly at us. And that's what this game is. It's a direct pander. It goes against everything Final Fantasy always stood for, which was new stories, new characters, new worlds. And, you know, so much so they're keeping that, like, word remake in the title, even on the box art and stuff like that.
I know.
But if this smells even a little bit like the extra monetize-y stuff that Final Fantasy 15 did, where they're going to give us, like, episode Barrett and all that kind of stuff, I'm heading the other way.
Well, they already are, like, episodizing it.
Yeah, no, 100%. But
like this first version.
But even this first version, they may break into and have all kinds of DLC and do all kinds of bits.
I mean,
it worked for 15, and it made them lots of money.
It did not work for 15.
It made them lots of money.
Yeah, but it was a crap game. They ruined Final Fantasy. 15 ruined the series, so much so that they can announce 16. I don't care anymore. Square, you ruined it. I love 7. And now I don't want to get the remake because of what you've done.
Now, we already have a wonderful Final Fantasy 7 that's sitting on my Switch. It's sitting on my PS4. It's on my PC. And I can play that all day long and still enjoy the lovely, you know, after years. That was in 4, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm really cautiously excited for it, and I am looking forward to it. That's why it's on my list. So I'm just gonna see what it's like, though, and then I'll make a decision. That demo should be dropping sometime around now too.
Apparently, the intro movie has leaked.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I bet it's going to look just like the one we've seen already. Anyway, my number 4.
Yeah.
Shantae and the 7 Sirens.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, I love the Shantae games. They're fun, kind of Metroid-y platformers.
Real light on that kind of stuff.
It's a Metroid light, but it's got that concept where you can go back to previous levels with new upgrades and unlock things. But it's colorful, it's bright, it's cartoony, it's fun, and it's light and airy. In a sea of AAA titles that make you feel so many emotions. This just makes me feel happy. And it's polished and it looks amazing.
It's following that same kind of thing. This series has done the same thing that like Shovel Knight and all the other like kind of like retro futuristic games now are doing now.
Right.
With you know, that modern polish with the old look, giving us just like tons and tons of content, lots of replayability, lots of collecting of stuff.
The only thing I would say is this doesn't have an old look. This is all hand drawn.
That's what I mean. Like that old. You know, that old feel with the new polish.
Right, it looks really, really good. Half Genie Hero was amazing. I got you to play it. You agree?
So good. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, they did a lot of stuff with it. It's really, really good, and I recommend you check it out. That should be coming out sometime this year.
My number 4 is Iron Man VR.
Okay, we've talked about this before.
Well, VR, the bubble has burst 100%. You know, the excitement for VR, like the way it was maybe a year and a half ago, isn't quite like, you know, there in the cultural thing. People are still loving Beat Saber, and I still see lots of social media posts about Beat Saber. And
Did they just put that Toss a Coin to Your Witcher song on Beat Saber?
Somebody made a mod for it.
Okay.
Yeah. But so we're, you know, that's still there. But like, you know, we need a killer app for 2020. I think this is the perfect way to start. It looks awesome. You definitely do all the flying and stuff. Yeah. And then I can't wait to feel like I'm gonna throw up and blow stuff up in midair. It's gonna be awesome.
Throw up and blow up.
Blow them up and blow them up.
That's 2020 in a nutshell. So that brings me to my number 3, which is Persona 5 Scramble.
For the Switch.
So I could do an entire season of Nerdstrodamus alone on why I love Persona 5 and why it's an amazing game. But Scramble is a continuation of the original story with Dynasty Warriors gameplay.
And I'm personally a little like kind of twisted on them, like, you know, the Hyrule Warriors for, you know, Legend of Zelda was pretty good.
It was a little boring.
Yeah, because they tried to match the style. Fire Emblem Warriors was way better.
It did a really good job of. I felt like that gameplay kind of worked better with the Fire Emblem gameplay of combining hack and slash with the strategy elements.
I feel like the Zelda levels lasted forever.
Yeah, because they tried to incorporate the puzzle solving with collecting
Just
items.
A little bit of that stuff.
And it just went on way too long. This could potentially be really good too.
As long as they keep that kind of fast style with it.
Well, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping the gameplay for the combat levels is fast, but it looks like we're getting the social aspects too, where you can kind of walk around Tokyo in between stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing like Persona 5 with a different gameplay style. And also, it's probably going to be co-op, so.
I definitely want to see in live action without the shadows on him, that finishing move where everyone's head flies off and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That would be really, really cool.
Really, really cool.
So what's your number 3?
Okay, so I was originally going to have a rule. Because last year on my list, I put on a couple of games that still did not come out. They didn't come out last year. One of them was Psychonauts 2. I'm still excited for that game, but I'm not putting it in my top 5 this year. I'm too hurt.
Okay.
One game that I know is definitely coming out, though, is Doom Eternal.
Yes! Doom!
I mean, I could just queue up everything I said about it last year. Because honestly, the other thing is we actually don't know much more about it than we did even a year ago.
Other than it's not coming out on the Switch the same day as everything else.
No, yeah.
But on the Switch, we're getting Doom 64 on release
same
date.
day! I'm going to bet both. It's going to be awesome. And I'm definitely picking up the PS4 version this time, just so it's going to be good. But yeah, Doom Eternal.
Brutal first-person shooter.
What else do I need to say? It's 1996 again.
We're ready to break out our big, funky gun. So, my number 2. And I originally also had a rule where I was not going to put any re-release or remake on my list because I have 4 honorable mentions. Persona 5 The Royal, Mega Man 0 ZX Collection, Tokyo Mirage Session Sharp FE Encore Edition, and Xenoblade Chronicles, the Definitive Edition. But they're all remakes of older games. I could have done an entire list of just remakes I wanted to see. But there is one I had to put on my list, and that is my number 2, and that is Trials of Mana.
That's my number 2!
Really?
Yes!
Oh, we agree! I feel like it's been a while since we've agreed on
We've
something.
never agreed.
No, we haven't.
Oh, no, yeah, Final Fantasy 15.
And Mega Man
4 years
11.
ago. Mega Man 11.
We did agree on that, too. But, yeah. But Trials of Mana, like, it looks great. The Mana game that we never had officially in the US up until this past summer when it got released on the Mana Collection, which, by the way, has been on sale for like the past month. And I've been holding off getting it because I really just want to play Trials of Mana. And I should just wait for the 3D version.
Maybe they're going to be different experiences. You just know it's going to be. So, you know, a lot of people had their first kind of like good opportunity to really legally play Trials of Mana this past year.
Yeah.
The stream was one of our more successful videos.
Right. We actually did stream it. It's up on the channel. You can go watch it.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
So, but I mean, it's an action RPG. The new visuals look absolutely beautiful. That trailer was amazing. And if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Go watch it right now. It looks really, really good.
And, you know, it's definitely hitting the hype meter a little bit more than the Final Fantasy VII Remake is.
Well, yeah, because here's the deal.
Yeah.
Up until this summer, you could play 7 everywhere. Why remake it? Square, what are you doing? Sorry.
That's okay.
Maybe they should actually remake a good game, like Xenogears.
They would just ruin it.
I'm good. I'm sorry.
They would just give you Disc 2 DLC. You want to play Disc 2 DLC? Go for it.
What do you think Disc 2 on Xenogears was? It was the main character sitting in a chair telling you what happened with the occasional boss fight. Oh. That was Disc 2 because they ran out of money.
Anyway. Yeah. What's your number 1 game of the year?
Bayonetta 3.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I'm pretty sure I did this 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But I'm putting it back on there because the director, the creator of the game finally came out and said, yeah, it's proceeding very, very well. They're going to have a big announcement. And also, I think they're building hype because they just announced a month or so ago they're re-releasing Bayonetta 1 with Vanquish.
Ooh, okay. That's kind of interesting.
Now, that's only going to be on PS4 and Xbox One, but still, I think they're trying to get like a little bit of hype going, get ready for that. But do I need to say anything about Bayonetta? We've talked about this. I mean, I brought it up in my favorite games of the decade. I've mentioned Bayonetta 2 being the game I wanted ported to Switch, and it did get ported to Switch.
Yeah, we've had a lot of episodes where we talked about it.
I love fast-paced action games, and Bayonetta does it with silky smooth combat, over-the-top animations, and ridiculous weapons. Also with a heaping helping of fan service, but I just want some good gameplay. That's all I really want. So that's my number 1.
My number 1 is Cyberpunk 2077. What else could it have been? What else could it have been? Dragon Ball Kakarot?
Not for you.
Not for me. Maybe for the other guys in the group.
I was gonna say,
yeah, if Punk or
Slowhead
were here, they definitely say Dragon
that
Ball
would have been on their list. So with Tales of Arise, the new Tales game.
Oh yeah.
I almost put that on my list. But anyway, Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah. Everybody's busy tossing a coin to their Witcher right now. But underneath everything, CD Projekt Red is toiling away, putting out hopefully game of the century here, pretty much. That's what it's built up to be.
They've got a lot of stuff to live up to with how The Witcher 3 was handled, and just how The Witcher is doing right now with the new TV show.
There's been a lot of little things that came out. They posted pictures of like what the overall like city world map looks like. Over a year ago, we got out a whole hour of gameplay. We got Keanu Reeves revealed this past summer.
I mean, there's a lot going on with it, and in all honesty, it's a great idea because CD Projekt Red makes quality stuff. But again, if you listen to our podcast and watch the video Top 10 Games of the Decade, we talk about Witcher 3, how none of us really enjoyed it that much because it wasn't our kind of game. But we recognize that CD Projekt Red knows what they're doing and they make quality games. So we're all excited for Cyberpunk because that is more in our style and we're really excited for it.
I always compare it to almost Bethesda because, you know, you can like the Elder Scrolls games or the Fallout games.
And I prefer Fallout.
And I do too, even though I really like Skyrim.
Yeah, but I would rather play Fallout over any Elder Scrolls game, including 76. Send all your hate mail to drpants at Nerdstrodamus.com.
Indeed. Now, that's 2020 in a nutshell for us.
In terms of games. And let's not forget that within the next few weeks, maybe we'll see a Nintendo Direct and our list will completely change.
I guarantee it's going to change. This year is a huge year of change in general. Right?
We got new systems coming out with the PS5, with the Xbox Series X, which is the dumbest name for a system after Xbox One.
I'm still thinking we're going to get a different name by the time it comes out.
I don't think so.
I'm hoping so, because that's going to confuse people. I'm confused.
Xbox Series X, the XBSX. Anyway, but no, there's a lot going on, and there's a lot we could predict about this year, and maybe we should.
Yeah, and we're actually going to take our predictions a little bit more seriously this year. We're going to revisit them multiple times, and we're going to have a couple other times throughout the year we're going to add some predictions on, review our older predictions, and actually punish each other.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we've always had empty promises. Well, not always.
No.
Usually at E3, we usually take it rather seriously.
Yeah.
And done the thing.
But throughout the year, we kind of forget about it. But this year, new year, new Nerdstrodamus.
So we're going to make a couple of predictions about this upcoming year, and we'll see how they go.
Go ahead. You do your first one.
My first one, tad controversial. So that whole Xbox Series X dealio. I feel like the system's going to come out. They're going to follow through on their promises to do that. It's going to have a decent launch, and stuff like that. One of the games people are most excited for is Halo Infinite. But I don't think Halo Infinite's coming out this year. My prediction is they're going to push it to 2021. It'll come out like within the launch window or shortly thereafter. But I see it coming out a little bit later. The last few times Halo's been sort of like a late summer, early fall release. So I'm thinking if it doesn't hit that window, then they're gonna.
I'm gonna say you're wrong, and here's why.
You're welcome to disagree.
This is how I'm gonna disagree, and that is if they don't release Halo Infinite as a launch title on the Xbox Series X, they might be shooting themselves in the foot. Because the Xbox One install base we know is lower than PlayStation, lower than Switch.
Yeah.
You want to get people back into the system, you do what Nintendo did.
Yeah.
Release their next big game on the current system and the newer one. They did it with Breath of the Wild, and it sold like crazy.
Yeah, people just avoided the Wii U altogether and went to the Switch, including
Exactly. So I think they've got to have Halo as a launch title. That's their big thing. If it's not Halo, it's going to be Gears. And we know it's not going to be Gears because Gears just came out.
We don't know.
But my first prediction.
Yeah.
Also about an exclusive title for an upcoming system.
Okay, go for it.
I think there will be a SpiderMan sequel this year, and it will be only PlayStation 5.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think Sony's going to try and do the same thing, but they're really going to make it because their install base is so big with the PS4, they can't make it for both systems.
And there is a lot of hype now that there's all that fake out stuff with Sony and Marvel fighting over this Spider-Man stuff. So yeah, it might be interesting. I don't know if that's going to happen.
I know.
I feel like they would save Spider-Man as like a later on in the year kind of thing.
See,
Let's throw another one out there that's definitely not going to come true, but I'm going to... And this is where these are high stakes. This has to be high stakes. I think Metroid Prime 4 is going to come out this year.
Bullcrap! No
all right,
way.
All right. Here's why. It was about a year ago. They kind of came out. They put out that video that said blah, blah, blah.
We're completely restarting development?
Yeah, I think we're going to see it this year.
No.
Because they had to have kept something from the old build. They had to have kept some kind of philosophy or something like that. And I just think that they've been toiling away. They've been completely mum on the whole thing.
No, they haven't. They just made 2 big announcements in the past few weeks. That they brought in another team to work on environments, which means, the environments aren't even done.
No, doesn't mean that.
And also, the lead designer from Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze, who was with Retro, is back with Retro to work on Metroid Prime 4.
To get it out this year.
No, it's not coming out this year.
Because here's the deal. Here's the ultimate thing. It would be a console killer, possibly an Xbox Series X console killer. If they put out Metroid Prime 4 and Halo Infinite doesn't come out. Oh yeah, it'd be immense.
Except I don't think Nintendo's going to focus on killing another console.
No, they're not.
Because at this point,
but there's only room for so many futuristic shooters out there. Is my point.
Yeah, Metroid's a completely different one than Halo.
It is. But you know what I mean.
I mean, I hope. Here's the thing. I really want you to be right.
Oh yeah.
I just. In all of my reasoning, I can't see it at all.
Like I said, it has to be high stakes or it's not worth it making it as a prediction.
Fine, you want a high stakes prediction?
Go for it.
The PS5 is going to come out with full backwards compatibility. I mean full. Back to PS1. I can put any PlayStation disc in this thing and it will play it. And any PS3 classic that was from PS1 and PS2, I'll be able to play on there. You know why? Because I dumped too much money into this freaking company. Let me play my games. I'm tired of trying to get memory cards that work. I'm tired of trying to figure out how to hook up my systems to new TVs so they don't look like garbage. Xbox did it, Sony. Just do it. You killed the PS3. You killed the Vita. You just had PS4 and you're not releasing any classics for it. Make the PS5 completely backwards compatible. People just buy it and start downloading all your old games and all your new games and you'll make money. Maybe you'll beat Nintendo. Not likely, but do it.
That was a pants rant, everybody. First one of 2020. Nice job. Nice job. I actually don't think so, just because even my PS2 wouldn't play DVDs correctly. So,
Well, yeah, but it played PS1 games fine.
yeah, pretty much.
And PS2
It would
games.
stutter occasionally when it would load a cutscene, but that was about it.
The PS3 played PS1 games flawlessly, and they still do.
For the most part, yeah. Mine is that we're going to see some, we're going to always get these because we already see a bunch of them, re-releases, little compilations of games. I'm thinking we're either going to get a couple of little releases or compilation release of the 64 era Star Wars games.
Ooh.
Shadows of the Empire, Rogue Squadron, all that kind of stuff. Pod racing.
Except they're all garbage.
Oh, no. Okay. I'll let you say what you want to say about Shadows. Pod racing's kind of blah, but Rogue Squadron is fantastic.
But
and it's still really good.
But wasn't Rogue Squadron 3 and Rogue Squadron 2 better? Like, why not re-release those?
Oh, they could do that too.
Because didn't they have a co-op version?
They could do a Rogue Squadron
collection
or something like that. Well, that still fits in with my
thingy.
So let it happen, everybody.
If they do Shadows of the Empire, they have to fix that game because
Just the controls.
No.
Yeah,
Because here's the deal.
Just give it some double stick stuff.
Yeah, I love that game back in the day, but trying to play it now, it does not age well. It ages like a fine milk. This brings me to my my number one prediction. I had to put one on there that I'm pretty certain is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty certain Super Mario 3D World port on the Switch.
I agree. Why not? Let's do it.
They put 3D World stuff in Super Mario Maker 2. They're not going to release another full Mario game. I mean, we've gotten Mario Odyssey, Mario Maker 2, Mario Brothers U got a release. They need to put something in there Mario related.
This is going to put the last little railroad spike into the Wii U, man. And this is it.
I would argue that I would need one more thing.
What is it? What, Pikmin 3?
No, Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Oh, well, that'll...
And
in
in all
if they're doing Xenoblade Chronicles this year, they're probably going to do X next year. It's just
and
the way
also,
it's going to be.
I don't know if you follow it, but on the
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles subreddit, there's one person who keeps posting the same picture and rotating it 5 degrees every week until there's an announcement that Xenoblade Chronicles X is coming to the Switch.
And I'm sure it gets a trillion upvotes.
Well, yeah, but it's been going for like 100 weeks.
Yeah, well,
But
cool.
I mean, I'm not one for ports of games, but the Wii U had a lot of really great games, and the Switch is a great system, and it's getting those great games out for people to play. So and 3D World is I think an overlooked game because it wasn't this huge open world Mario game,
And it'd be perfect for people to play with multiple Switches at once.
or just multiple Joy-Cons, because
Yeah.
you can totally play that game
Oh,
with
yeah,
just a
the
Joy-Con.
game was playable on the Wii remotes. You know?
Yeah, so like,
there's no reason why you can't.
and add some extra stuff, like add some extra characters maybe.
It doesn't even need that much because
The game was pretty big.
It was brimming with content.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's our stuff for 2020. What are you looking forward to? What do you think is going to happen? Are you going to get a PS5? Are you going to get an Xbox Series X? Do you think the Xbox should change their name from Series X to something more meaningful?
They should. It's a bad idea.
Because PlayStation's the only one who knows how to name their systems correctly.
At least consistently.
Consistently. But let us know in the comments below. And remember, like, comment, subscribe, share. Check us out on all the social media. We're Nerdstrodamus everywhere except Twitter. We're Nerdstrodamus DL.
For down low.
But for Nerdstrodamus, I'm Dr. Pants.
Lambo.
And hey, everyone, here's looking forward to a great 2020.